adopting the values, what is the base to consider, that is what this talks about. Clear? Right. The next we have is identical APC. What is APC? APC is nothing but acquisition and production cost. Acquisition and production cost. It means, do you want, so here second, third, fourth, fifth are considering based on certain depreciation area. Now, do you want to consider, do you want to take the same amount even for these? If so, select the same thing. Now, if I select these two things for these two items, these two are are depending on one. It means for this one, whatever the acquisition and production cost value comes, the same will get copied to second and third. Now, if I select here 40, whatever the 40 has the value, the same will get copied to fourth and fifth. Similarly, for sixth and seventh, it gets copied from 80 from this. So it is nothing but identical of acquisition and production cost. Okay, so you can just see here, I'm just selecting F1 over here. You can read that part clearly. Set this indicator if you want to ensure that the system transfers all APC relevant posting values to this depreciation area from the transferring depreciation area with no opportunity for changing the values. So you don't have an option to change the values. It gets copied from the transferring depreciation area. What is transferring depreciation area? For second and third, one is the transferring depreciation area. For third and fourth, it is 40. For sixth and seventh, it is 80. Any questions? Okay. So the next we have is transfer of depreciation. Transfer of depreciation terms. Now, this is something relating to the APC values. And how about the depreciation thing? Do you want to copy from where? Where do you want to copy? From where do you want to copy it? So second, the APC and the values we are picking up from the first one. Now for the second here, the depreciation term, do you want to consider the same or do you want to consider the different one? But typically the different one should not be considered. It means in the case of acquisition, you will be going by one, and in the case of depreciation, if you want, you can go by 40 or 80. That is not the right approach. It means the purpose of the accounting principle, the purpose of the parallel valuation, parallel ledger will not suffice. So whatever we have here as a as dependable, adaptable, we can consider the same thing here. So in order to have our accounts properly, we will just go by this thing. And here we will take 40, 40, and we will say 80 and 80. So 40, 40 here, the same thing we have here. Now, here again, in the case of insurance, we have one value that has to be removed. It means it has a independency. So just we will have to remove the value.
And
Next. Yes.
on line number 10, ACRS and yeah, MARC.
Right. So
Yeah,
what we can select, we can select this if you want. You know, this depreciation area probably may have for some purpose. Just you need to see, and if it is based on one, if you want to copy it from one, you can select it, and you can add the APC in the case of APC, and you can put one over here,
Okay.
and you can add here as well. Okay, so whatever are the conditions that you want to consider, based on this only the system will calculate the depreciation. Got my point?
Yes.
So basically I am not worried about all these depreciation areas because I don't know what for purpose they've been created. My only intention is to have 40, 80 and 7654321. Okay, so I'm just concentrating only on these points. If you want, you can go by here. It is saying as 10 based on 10, and if you want to consider the same thing, but the best option is always whatever we have here adaptable value. Just pick up this, consider the same value. Don't consider it different because the conditions will change.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, but we have not put one against that line number 10.
you can
Yeah,
put,
one. Okay,
you
all
can
right.
put, you can put,
No, even if you don't
but
put, is there any gonna any
that
error
is
we are
not a
gonna
problem.
encounter?
Any error won't be coming, but
Okay.
the depreciation things are important. At the time of create calculating the depreciation, we will have to see whether the amount of depreciation coming properly for this depreciation area.
Okay.
So I'm least bother about all these things, or simply you can delete all of them as well. Not a problem. So in order to delete them, you will have to go into the original place where we have created our depreciation areas, and you can delete from here.
Yes, because that in my previous class I took, they says that if the depreciations area you don't need it, then just simply delete it. That
Correct.
yeah, so that's a good
So here
practice.
the depreciation areas, whatever are we keeping, it means we are keeping all of them for some specific purpose.
Yes,
Just simply we cannot maintain all of them. Probably this one for income tax purpose, one for
right.
IFRS purpose, one for something else. So you should have some purpose to maintain them. Otherwise, we normally don't maintain. We can delete all of them if it is not required. See here,
Yeah.
I can say, here I would say this is for calculating depreciation as per my gap, and these are my parallel currencies, and 40 and 80 I'm maintaining it for 1248 accounting principle 1482. And why I'm creating this all these for gap, there is no specific information for me, just I have got this from the standard, I'm just maintaining. So normally we don't maintain all of them, we just have to delete all of them. You can just delete all of them.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Delete,
idea. All right. Mm-hmm.
if you delete all of them, then that's it. You will not at all find them at all.
Right.
Other areas. Depreciation area 01 manages values or parameters. Okay, I will just check that part little later. Now let's come back here. So at the moment I'm not deleting. Of course, we can delete all of them. I'll show you that part as well. So now here uh, I wanted to say, yeah, here for 40, 80 and 1 are independent. So you need to have adaptable value 0. You're not selecting identical APC, transferring depreciation terms, identical terms as well. You're not selecting for all these. These are all independent depreciation areas. Make sure that here 0 and not selection for all these. Okay, and you can maintain anything based on the requirement you can do. Coming to the identical terms, I'm just selecting one. This is again for terms, conditions, depreciation conditions. Identical depreciation terms copied specifies that the depreciation terms of the selected depreciation area are always identical to those from the reference data, reference area, reference depreciation area. So this is similar to that of APC here. For APC, we are picking up the acquisition production cost from the reference. Similarly, in the case of the depreciation terms, you will be considering the reference one. So make sure these are selected. It means I want to copy all these. This one is important to maintain because these second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh are dependent on certain other depreciation areas. So make sure these are selected. Clear?
Yes.
Just press enter and save. Area 10 in chart of depreciation cannot be used as a reference. 10 area. What is this 10? So this may be created for something else. Okay, this may be created for something else. I think this is as per the country rules and regulations. Makers. Do we have any concept called makers in the US?
I think
That
Sunita knows. Sunita, do you know, right? Makers.
yeah, probably this is something relating to that. So because of that, it is saying not to select
What was that you asked for us?
I ask
mac.
about that ACRS makers. What is the meaning of that?
I
Oh,
did.
that's for the tax purpose.
Yeah, so probably something, some condition. So because of that, it is not asking us to select all of
Because the
them.
depreciation for book and tax it is different. That's that acres and makers is.
Mhm. Okay, some rule must be some rule there. So it is not expecting us to select them. So I'm just saving now. Okay, save, saved. Okay, now we have a proper chart of depreciation 1001. Let us go and assign to our company code. Assign chart of depreciation to our company code. Just execute.